I'm Kimi Räikkönen. Racing cars is my job, and I love it. You probably remember me as Ferrari's last world champion. But with more starts than anyone in F1 history, there's more to my story. I was born west of Helsinki in Finland, in a city called Espoo. My older brother Rami would always let me try the stuff he liked to do, so I started with motocross. Then I think I was 8 when we both began in go-karts. I watched the F1 race on TV, but I wasn't set on becoming a race driver when I was young. I just liked it. What I wanted to do for a living would change from one second to the next. Honestly, I just did whatever made me happy. I always have. But my military service came up just as things were getting started with my racing. It was okay though, because they agreed to let me go to the UK to race on leave if I came back. I did Formula Renault in '99, some Formula Ford, finished with the army, and the next year I was testing the Sauber F1 car in secret. It was the most amazing year. Peter Sauber called me the Eskimo because he didn't want anyone knowing who was testing the car. I was a young kid, and there were people and sponsors who didn't think I was ready after only 23 car races. But I guess I did alright because Sauber hired me to race in 2001. That year with Sauber changed everything. I'd gone from racing junior guys to racing people like Michael Schumacher and Mika Häkkinen. But I did not have time to think about whether I was prepared or not. I just had to get on with it. People like to tell the story that I was asleep just before I started my first race. I think sleeping is underrated. Then when Mika Häkkinen announced he was finished with F1, McLaren said they wanted me to replace him for 2002. I was just 21 and now driving for one of the biggest teams in F1. But for me the pressure was exactly the same. You just have to perform at your maximum with the car you're given. I guess that's how I earned my nickname at McLaren. The boss Ron Dennis called me the Iceman. I came close, but for whatever reason the title never came with McLaren. Some people started to say that the problem was with me and with my approach. It's true I like to have fun away from the track, but the problem was not what I did with my training or in my private life. It was more to do with the car not lasting the race or not being quick enough. So when Ferrari said they wanted me to join them for 2007, I said yes. My fight with Alonso and Hamilton for the championship went on throughout the year, right down to the last race at the Interlagos. Arriving in Brazil, I was third in the championship, totally the outsider. But then Hamilton finished the race 7th, Alonso finished 3rd, and I won. It was enough to give me the championship by 1 point. Winning the title didn't really change my life though, apart from making it more hectic. Now I'd had this in F1, I wondered about other things I still wanted to achieve. My brother Rami had been rallying in Finland, and just like when we were kids, I liked the look of the fun he was having. So I decided to compete in the World Rally Championship in 2010 instead of F1. In 2011 I tried NASCAR. It was good fun to race against the other people again, and I realized I'd been missing it. So I called my manager to see if he could get me a drive in F1. He did a good job, and for 2012 I was back on the F1 grid for Lotus. The cars were good, but financially the team were not in a great shape. So when Ferrari asked me to come back for 2014, I said yes. Some people were surprised that I went back to Ferrari, but I still had a lot of friends and good memories from my time there. The highlight was for sure my final victory in Austin in 2018. It took a bit longer than we expected to get it, but it was nice. I started 151 Grand Prix with Ferrari. Only Schumacher has started more. For the final 3 years of my career, I moved to Alfa Romeo, going back to the Sauber family where it all started. It was like coming home. But now it's over. I'm retiring from F1. What will I do next? I don't know. My plans is to have no plans, to spend time with my family. People sometimes ask me if I have regret about my career. I have no regrets. I'm happy with what I achieved. People also ask me how I want it to be remembered. I don't care at all if I'm remembered or not. I achieved what I wanted to do in F1, and that's the thing that matters. I don't care what anybody else thinks.